Vai, 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 vai.
It's been a fortnight since my last video on Hogwarts. I assumed the worst was over. It was behind us, and people went on and got lives. How wrong I was. While I was away touching grass and smoking it, the crazy ramped up to 11. Yes, I know 11, you might say Gundam. How in God's name could this get any stupider? I'm losing brain cells by the millisecond. Satiate my curiosity, please. On February 6th, AI-generated Jerry Seinfeld was banned from Twitch for making transphobic jokes. I can't even play what was said because YouTube flagged me for something very similar that Ezra Miller said 2 videos ago.
I think, for me, the times we live in are sort of a
choose your own adventure of health and wellness. What is with trans people? Who are these people? Banned.
Chad, how insensitive of you.
I think the AI comedian got nailed because of the Hogwarts Legacy drama, which is basically Gamergate 2.0. How do I know? Anita Sarkeesian showed up to jump on the bandwagon.
The transphobic hate is so relentless and inescapable, and it's coming from every damn corner. This isn't much, but just want to shout out to all the trans folks who might see this tweet. I see you, I see your struggle, and I see your joy.
This one tweet got more likes than an entire year of tweets from Anita Sarkeesian combined. That's saying something. The same day, news outlets started spreading the Hogwarts goblins are actually Jewish people rumor. And they screamed it was anti-Semitism. I guess if you couldn't nail J.K. Rowling for transphobia, try again, am I right?
The anti-Semitism of Harry Potter returns in Hogwarts Legacy. Goblins Rebellion, truth or gobbledygook? Hogwarts Legacy, Goblin Uprising, anti-Semitic plot controversy explained. This iteration of the wizarding world has hit some nerves. Hogwarts Legacy reignites allegations of anti-Semitism in Harry Potter universe. Despite calls to boycott the game, Hogwarts Legacy is expected to break records on its release. So this is called a shofar. It's blown in synagogue service on Rosh Hashanah and at the end of Yom Kippur. It's also blown every weekday morning in the month of Elul, running up to Rosh Hashanah. The other pick is a screen cap from Blood Libel and Broomsticks.
I guess goblins must blow a horn as well. And pretty much, that makes the goblins Jews. I'm pretty sure YouTube is going to tag me for that.
Conversation on Orcs points out that characterizing a whole species in your game as ugly, warlike, and malevolent might be harmful to real-world groups regularly mischaracterized as ugly, warlike, and malevolent.
Oh my God.
Honestly, this is insane. Just like when orcs are being called racist in D&D, saying orcs were black people or something like that. I swear to God. People understood that fantasy was fantasy up until like 2018. So out of thousands of years of humanity, stories and fantasy and tales, everybody was cool and got it up until recently. Which means the kids are autistic and everybody started losing their mind and screaming racism at everything, even bedrooms.
Words you didn't know that are racist. First one.
Master bedroom.
I can't sleep in a master bedroom. Then sleep on the floor, bitch.
Oh!
On the 7th of February, The Gamer had an article drop.
Games Media has failed Hogwarts Legacy test.
It names names and shames other outlets for playing the gaming, saying that it's good, and made straw man arguments. I find it ironic that the same people who years ago would have rallied against the religious right for wanting video games taken off of store shelves, or politicians blaming GTA Vice City or Grand Theft Auto 4 on gun violence.
The violence in our video games.
What about the impact of violence in the entertainment culture?
A callous, corrupt,
and corrupting shadow industry. Vicious, violent video game.
Are now the ones saying that Hogwarts Legacy is problematic.
Are people calling you all sorts of nasty shit for playing this game? Probably. Do you deserve it? Probably not. That still doesn't mean you're in the right.
What?
Think of it this way. Imagine if you've been waiting in line at the bank for an hour, and I cut in front of you. You then tell me you're going to slit my throat in the throats of my family and the throats of all my teachers I ever had. I'm still a jackass for cutting in line.
This has to be one of the dumbest things I've ever read. Like, someone cutting in line at the bank, you're just like, wow, what a dick, but you wouldn't go thermonuclear on them, you know? That's a mindset of somebody who's not well and probably would try to harm you.
I don't think it's all worthwhile to go after other sites that often. It's rarely productive in an already hostile environment. But Hogwarts Legacy feels like, if not a turning point, then at least a line in the sand. Our readers deserve to know where on that line we stand. Good luck to all of those standing with me. The game apparently is just that good. Too good to seem for anything else to matter.
You know, there are people in Venezuela escaping to Argentina, which their economy is also terrible. But it's so much better than Venezuela that they go there. You know, there are people in Venezuela that haven't had meat in days, if not months. They haven't had a steady meal. Their economy's so ruined. But hey, over here, if you play Hogwarts Legacy, you're the devil. Instances like these are why other people from other countries think Americans are idiots now.
Bold to fail. Too bold to take down.
Do they blame America for exporting cancel culture?
I'm afraid everyone in the world blames America for this. Everyone in the world blames America for exporting these weird new sort of Puritan extremists who go around saying, you know, if you don't agree with me, you're trying to murder me.
Like, could you imagine telling an immigrant whose child died in their arms, trying to make it to a safer country or place to live? That's tragic. But did you know that one of my friends played Hogwarts Legacy and I didn't feel safe around them? God help me. I hate this job.
This thing comes back around to the people playing the game being the real victims here. It's not the trans people whose lives are slowly being legislated into legality in the US, who are constantly the source of front page hit pieces in the UK, who are killed all over the globe for existing, and whose most violent oppressors view J.K. Rowling as an icon. Instead, it's Harry Potter fans who no longer feel quite the warm fuzziness when they think of their Gryffindor pajamas anymore.
Legislation. Okay. How does that boil down to the average person who's playing their stupid Harry Potter game to escape reality? How is it the average person's fault? If you got a problem with legislation, take it up with politicians, not some butt nugget using a VR rig playing Harry Potter in their Gryffindor PJs. Jesus H. Christ. That's like me wanting to kick you in the head because my Frosty wasn't very good. Trans people being all over the globe. Once again, this is kind of an extreme. Like, how does that correlate with someone who just liked Harry Potter and played a game? It don't make sense. Who's the violent oppressor? Is this World War II? Germany? Or have I lost my mind? None of us know what's going on with any of it. The average person doesn't give a flip about this, but they're annoyed by it. That's why it's selling good. And people who are fans are annoyed by you treating them as if they're the worst people on the planet for playing a stupid zip-zap game. Twitter activists effed around and found out J.K. Rowling had finally had enough and decided to start Ivan Dragoing people on Twitter.
If his wallet dies, it died. Well,
to be fair, the woman in question wasn't actually being threatened with being burned alive. Hyperbolic metaphor based on her original tweet, but you know, that's you playing dumb intentionally for clout. And she also is a Nazi, or at least has views that align with them.
Where's your proof, JJ? He don't have any. You know what JJ's proof is? JJ woke up this morning and decided what he said was fact and not fiction. Well, JJ found himself on the wrong end of a money fight and had to issue a public apology or face the bloodthirsty lawyers on J.K. Rowling's payroll. Right now, this woman has more money than God. So personally, I would tread lightly when messing with her. By the way, J.K. Rowling has lovely hair and beautiful eyes.
J.K. Rowling's critics forced to apologize for calling her a Nazi after lawsuit threat. Professed drag queen and jazz hands enthusiast apologized to Rowling for causing a potential upset.
Rowling rolled in and chokeslammed JJ through his Steven Universe DVD collection, and he was singing a different tune.
I would like to publicly apologize for a previous Twitter thread where I interacted with J.K. Rowling on matters relating to the transgender community. I have now removed these tweets and would like to apologize to J.K. Rowling directly for causing potential upset.
His lawyers told him, "Listen here, JJ, put down the jazz hands and get to writing the public apology immédiatement." That's French for do it now.
I failed to choose my words with care and would like to retract my previous statements related to her views on the LGBTQ plus AI. By the way, you forgot to, JJ. And more specifically, transgendered people. I would also like to retract my likening of J.K. Rowling to any far-right Nazi organization and emphasize I do not wish any individual, inclusive of J.K. Rowling, to come to any harm.
Well, of course, Americans on Twitter, whose biggest challenge is finding a job and opening a jar of pickles, they're also pressed by anyone enjoying the wizard game that they couldn't cancel, sprang into action and continued to harass J.K. Rowling because...
Of course they would. Americans stepping in for the UK to criticize J.K. Rowling without the threat of being sued. To anyone in this thread, if you're an American citizen or resident, remember your rights. You can still be sued within the US of A. Clearly label opinions as opinions and make sure your facts are facts. I would like to state that J.K. Rowling is a transphobe bigot who is in league with the far right and Nazi orgs to eliminate trans people.
Right.
Hey, Joni, your lawyers can joke on the First Amendment.
This guy got in hot water, but I won't because I'm an American. Free speech! You ever notice when progs say what they want to say that's absolutely wild, abhorrent, and unhinged? It's free speech. If you disagree with them and have an opinion that runs counter to their belief system, then your words and actions have consequences and free speech only goes so far.
Makes you think.
Silvervale, a VTuber, was brought to tears after being doxxed and harassed for playing Hogwarts Legacy.
And harassment and doxing and people doxing my friends and like so much horrible, vile things, all from streaming a video game. It's just insane. Like, hate breeds hate and it doesn't help anyone.
Boo-hoo, plus cry louder, plus maybe listen to trans and Jewish people. Deserves worse, I don't care. This freak will be brought to tears when I pour Sprite all over her circuit board. I could tell you that much. Twitch streamers are all horrible people, and one could get cancer, and I would literally giggle.
So, everyone that's ever been on Twitch is a horrible person, and what proof of that is there? I don't like Hassan Piker, but he raises money for charity. Like, not being able to admit something someone's done is the epitome of being detached from reality. Oh wait, I get it now. Since every popular Twitch streamer is most likely a multi-millionaire or makes a great deal of money, 6 figures at least, they are inherently evil because anyone rich or successful is a bad person. And most likely this person's viewpoint is shaped by the resentment of not having acquired such money, fame, adoration, or notoriety. This is a textbook case of ressentiment, phrase used by Friedrich Nietzsche. I would suggest looking into his stuff, because honestly, him, Dostoevsky, and many other philosophers may have guidance for the brave, new, insane world for which we live.
Absolutely justified, well-deserved. The fact that you all somehow believe this woman is shocking. Holy shit. Go to acting school. Oh, if she was LGBT, she wouldn't have been taken seriously for a second. I don't know what's funnier, the crying or how ugly this VTuber model is.
Are you serious?
This volcano lava hot take, but this action should be encouraged. If all cis people experience the same amount of hatred marginalized groups received every day, they would come to the realization that transphobes are evil individuals.
I'm marginalized and I don't function like this. The world doesn't owe me a cupcake, a kiss, a belly rub, or a hug. You know, the only thing you're guaranteed in this life is bills and dropping dead. Everything else in between, you got to make for yourself, baby. Sylvan posted a 15 to 20 minute video that's now been removed because I think people just kept crapping on her and she got tired. But it did explain the situation, and she addressed claims about being doxxed while everybody was saying she was faking it for clout. And they said that everything that happened to her was a fake for clout. The auto mod situation, picking up banned words, she claims that the moderator machine itself did it. They're claiming that she did it on purpose for transphobia or something, dude. I don't even know. Iron Mouse stepped in a few days later to stand with Sylvan. It was like the last scene from Avengers Endgame, except it was weebs versus Twitter activists going head to head. On the other side of the spectrum, there appeared to be trans streamers and VTubers that were also getting offshoot hate. I would say innocent bystanders during all the insanity that was ensuing on Twitter. In a culture war, it seems like we're all victims of some level of douchery. But while sifting through these, Clavamore had an angry tweet directed towards the Twitch dot known as Meowry. While digging deeper inside of it, Clavamore was being hate-rated and followed by a bunch of people that were using names I can't repeat on YouTube because it's YouTube. God forbid you tell anything news-related and you're not Fox News or whatever. But while digging through this chain of messages, I found out something I would say is relatively interesting. As Meowie states, she was confused by all the people boycotting the game and going crazy. Turtle Metrics or Turtle Metis said,
J.K. Rowling has explicitly said that she considers financial support of her to be support for her views. So no, you can't.
Basically, screw you if you're even nice about this game. Anything Rowling gets goes to her evil deeds. She's practically the Red Skull.
Not saying you're wrong, but can you link me where she said that?
Exactly. I'm sitting here like, finally, I will have answers. I'm so sick of this. I just want to know why at this point. William Lambert then posts the stupid tweet I've talked about last time, where J.K. Rowling is asked, how do you sleep at night knowing you've lost some of your audience? And then J.K. Rowling just throws, I read most of my recent royalty checks and find the pain goes away quickly, which basically means if you left, so what? I'm still rich, bitch. Basically, that's it. And everyone who is upset with Rowling just took this one tweet and turned it into, if you buy my books, you're supporting me, and I will use the money to torment trans people. Which actually what J.K. Rowling is doing is apparently giving money to this thing here.
Lumos, a path to a brighter future for children. Despite evidence of harms of institutional and estimated 5.4 million children around the world continue to live in orphanages, an institution deprived of their basic human rights. We work globally to... That's Ivan Drago. When Litmus met with blah, 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 100% of your personal donations go directly to working with protecting children. 100% pledge here. Our global reach. Lumos works around the world to help millions of children in orphanages and other institutions regain their right to family. Use the pins on the map below to explore our work further. Okay, look at where they're helping these little children.
Dude, I swear to God, I'm not even looking for it. Someone posted this, and then other people who hate J.K. Rowling came in and said, who cares if she's doing this to help people? It's a tax write-off anyway. And I lost my mind, because it's like, frankly, at least Rowling's doing something with her money for somebody. What did you do with the extra $100 you had? Nothing. You donated it to nowhere because you don't care. Oh my God, I can't take this no more. Oh, I forgot to mention the Hogwarts Legacy Purchase Simulator. This was, according to articles, parody, but much like Saturday Night Live, nothing was funny.
You a real one. We stand you.
But the fact that it even existed, it even threw Asmergold under the bus. And he seems to be pretty liberal. I mean, hell, the guy advocated for me being banned off YouTube during the Poke drama. Prague should love this guy. But let this be a lesson. These people will love you till you step out of line. Then, you're the bad guy forever. And you could never redeem yourself. You're tarnished. Now, Asmergold is as bad as I am.
Foul tarnished.
The site was taken down before I could take a crack at it myself and play the game. You know, me having a life and all. But, on the plus side, I did find clips from other YouTubers, including Clownfish, using it, which I found pretty funny.
Pick 3 on this one.
3. Are you harassing me right now? I'm just playing a game and those trans activists just keep harassing me. Sigh.
That's your answer?
Oh my God.
I'm not even going to bother roasting this article. It's from the inverse. The real world cost of Hogwarts Legacy is unforgivable. Every time you cast a spell in Hogwarts Legacy, a trans child doesn't get their HRT medicine.
He's a monster.
Separated from reality, Hogwarts Legacy is a representation of unimaginative game design prevalent in AAA games. But to score Hogwarts Legacy on its own merits, a piece of software would be willfully ignorant in realities that exist surrounding the game. Oh my god. At every turn, Hogwarts Legacy tells you that you can do whatever you want. If it's fun for you, why should you be judged? At this point, Hogwarts Legacy is not just a game. It encourages those who don't want to engage with the guilt of ignoring pleas from the transgender community, maybe even their trans friends and family, that naysayers have no right to judge you. This is Hogwarts Legacy. The most lasting and dangerous effect on the world? With real deaths in trans communities being underplayed and ignored, all the consequences of continual normalization of trans hate stoked by people like Rowling, Hogwarts.
What in the name of God? I'm not even reading any more of that, Stu. Hogwarts Legacy is literally game journalists Vietnam right now, and they are going to milk it for every click it's worth. If they say the game is good, they will also say that J.K. Rowling is the devil. If they refuse to play the game, they make an article talking about why you shouldn't play the game and Rowling is the devil. They also throw in things that are going on all over the world that really confuses me how it's involved with Hogwarts Legacy itself. This is all basically to get clicks, validation, dopamine hits on Twitter, and of course make money. If they really wanted to make a statement about Hogwarts Legacy, they wouldn't acknowledge it at all, and none of us would be here. A dev dared speak about working on Hogwarts Legacy that same day. And well, you already know how that probably went for him.
Hogwarts Legacy dev took issue with Polygon's review of the game. Some of the responses are yikes. After pouring years of my life into building Destiny, giving the best that I had to give, Polygon reviewed the game and gave it a 6 out of 10. I was crushed. Almost a decade later, I now feel a sense of grim validation when Polygon says they hate the thing I've been building. Hey Eric, were you in charge of all the anti-Semitic stuff in the game, or just the other parts? Grow the Okay, anti-Semitic transphobe.
You gotta love they like, grow up. Wow, the reply of mature adult. Silver Veil also came back with a message for her haters, #freaks.
We are going to play a game, and I will preface this that I do not condone the ideals of this author, and I want to play my wizard game that made my childhood worth living and the adventures that I went on with my friends. And I will not be bullied by a bunch of Twitter freaks with nothing better to do with their goddamn lives. Be nice to people. If you want to make changes, go make actual changes instead of harassing streamers on the internet. LGBT people are awesome. Twitter people are not awesome. F you.
Now, under this Twitter timeline, I finally got an answer to one of my burning questions. You always hear people saying, J.K. Rowling is funding hate groups, but I've never seen proof of it. Well, finally we know, children.
It's a video game. Is it that hard to not buy/stream one game? Why shouldn't they buy/stream said game? Can you not watch said stream? The IP owner has stated that the royalty money is going to hate groups. Would you buy a game knowing the owner of the IP was giving money to the Taliban?
Man, I got news for you. Our government gives a lot of money to unscrupulous bastards. Oh, death scythe communists, oh boy.
Curious, what source for this claim? That J.K. Rowling makes royalties and she funds hate groups on the regular, including a new shelter she opened up for cis women only?
Jump to conclusion.
Opening a shelter for cis women isn't a hate group. If she didn't make the shelter, trans women still wouldn't be allowed in because there would be nothing. But now cis women can't get in as well. No net negative, only positive is creating it. She has made multiple tweets being transphobic, so this doesn't really mean a lot.
The tweet she made that was transphobic is the one where she said, "What's a woman?" because women have periods, and that was the whole thing that really set all of this crap off. Check out my last video. I go down that rabbit hole. So basically, a shelter for cis women equals hate groups. J.K. Rowling is a hardcore feminist, so her doing this doesn't shock me. It's par for the course with feminists. The odd thing to me is feminists saying the most nasty, hateful crap about men for years. No one bats an eye. Feminists making a woman's only shelter in children that were victims of abuse, which is part of J.K. Rowling's past, so it makes sense she would do this. That's hateful. There you go. If you didn't know, that was one of J.K. Rowling's ultimate sins. I've had enough. Personally, if this keeps up, I'll be reaching out to Mr. Medicor for his doctor's information dealing with this level of cancer. You might think it's over, right? But it's not over. It's only just beginning. Things are about to go to a new stratosphere, stupid. We're gonna break the fourth dimension of moronicism here. My accent's coming through. Hogwarts Legacy 2 has been teased. Yep, if you think Warner Brothers, who's hurting for money right now, won't ride this hate wave to the bank, you got another thing coming. Also, an HBO Max TV series is now in the works for Hogwarts Legacy. All the activists had to do on Twitter was be normal. That's it. You know, they're like, you can't play one game, and I'm like, you can't be normal. Instead of being normal, they went thermonuclear. They went full Streisand effect. And the rest of us normal human beings on the sidelines watching the world burn will get to see 2 tons of gasoline tossed on a gay forest fire in about a year or so, when the Hogwarts Legacy television show starts being produced and Twitter goes absolutely catatonic from the obvious evil of this show, because the true evil is J.K. Rowling will make money. And frankly, some of these people just hate J.K. Rowling because she didn't kiss any ass, she refused to apologize, and she made a lot of money. I saw some tweets where people were like they wanted to punch J.K. Rowling's grandkids in the head over money. DSP energy.